So this is going to be a David's Minekaze replay. So I'm sensing a theme all set around the word kaze, right? We've done Kitakaze, Shimakaze, and now Minekaze. Minekaze being the tier 5 Japanese destroyer.
I was right. 710,000 bits.
Damn. Minekaze, once upon a time, was broken OP. And then Wargaming nerf batted her hard. If you've seen the Kamikaze, Kamikaze R, or Fujin, those were direct copies of the original Minekaze, set out as premium form so Wargaming could, you know, milk the player base and make some money. And then they deemed it was OP as all F, so they stopped selling the boat. And then they nerfed the tech tree ship when the line split occurred and they introduced the Harugumo line. Once upon a time, she had a choice between 10-kilometer torps and 7-kilometer torps. And way back in the early days of warships, a lot of people, especially battleship players, cried salty tears because the 10-kilometer torps just tore into them because they decided to sail in a straight line for like 3 minutes straight. Oops.
Excuse me, it was 4 minutes?
Yeah. So, as a result, Wargaming removed the 10-kilometer torpedo option from the Minekazes and from and those what ended up becoming the Minekaze, Kamikaze R, and Fujin, the premium ships, the Kamikaze, Kamikaze R, and Fujin, they only had the 7-kilometer torp option, and then the Minekaze tech tree lost the 10-kilometer torp option as well. And what Wargaming found was that the combination of really good concealment, fast reloading, and fast in the water torpedoes with low detection at 7 kilometers made these ships even deadlier than the 10-kilometer variant because it allowed these destroyers to just assassinate people left and right. So it's a wonderful example of where the community thinks this needs to happen. Wargaming does what the community wants and unleashes a bigger monster, bigger problem than it was to begin with. Graph Zeppelin. So, you know, it is...
Point-and-click bombers.
It is what it is. What's up, Spider? So, now, Minekaze, like I said, now is a mere shadow of where it used to be. As a matter of fact, when I reset the line, I always free XP to the Hatsuharu, so I can start with that, because that one I actually enjoy playing. And then Shiratsuyu, Akizuki, Kitakaze, all that kind of stuff. Exactly, Aldeus. Close range assassin torps are always fun. Are Type 93 torps in the game? Yes. Yes. Higher tier. So, with that, let's take a look at David's replay. David, I know you're in chat. Can you tell us, are you regrinding the line? What's your purpose of playing this boat, if you don't mind sharing? There's only 3 options at tier 5, of course. That's going to be main armaments mod 1, engine room protection, and you went with main battery mod 2 because the other thing about Minekaze is she only has but 4 guns, and they are very slow turret traverse. So a lot of players like doing main battery mod and or grease the gears instead of the traditional torpedo 2's modification to keep the torps alive. So that's fair. You're just grinding lines on your alt account. Okay. You got a 10-point captain, so preventive maintenance, last stand, adrenaline rush, and finally concealment. This is what I call the core build, although personally I would recommend survivability expert first over adrenaline rush, but that's fine. And you got no flags because you're just screwing around. Perfectly fair. The Japanese guns are indeed powerful, yes. All right. And Stoic, how do we just break your brain? You got a Kamikaze R out of a super container. It was 190 till pity. Damn, let's go.
I got all 3 of them at the same time. I could help myself.
How do you make your map big? Great question, Ghost. All you gotta do is press the plus button. Plus or minus. Plus or minus. I like to keep the mini map here. It's not quite the biggest. Right? But I keep it to that size. That's a good size for me. There are mods that allow you to make it even bigger if you want to. Yeah, it's one of those little things that really have an impact in your gameplay that Wargaming just doesn't tell you exists, and you're just like, WTF. By the way, during the break, I had a chance to check in with the wife, and I asked her what she thought about the clothes and stuff, and she said, I didn't see the clothes that much, but I saw the bag. I told you she was going to be all about that gym bag. As little as you know about tanks, you know almost nothing about ships. I had to be corrected by a guy in the Navy to not call them boats. Eh, we call them shooty boats, it doesn't matter. What if Ghost is using small factor keyboard and doesn't have a numlock? Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah?
Why can't you call them boats?
So, you're in a tier 6, 7, you're bottom tier game, bottom tier. And you've got 2 carriers on each side. Ouch, because carriers kind of counter you a bit. I think this is a test boat. Okay.
1.
Alright. So the battleships are high tier. The battleships are high tier, which is really good for you, right? Your whole job is to destroy battleships. That's right, they are kind of boats, aren't they?
Well, I'm just curious. Why can't you call them boats? Like, there's got to be some stupid reason.
I don't know.
And number 2, you're a tax-paying citizen. Call it whatever the hell you want. You paid for it.
There you
I was
go.
in the Navy for 20 years. They still called it a boat.
That's right. What's up, Sensuki?
And then if the guy wants to give the attitude, look at him, tell him I pay your salary. Shut up.
Dude, you almost made me spit my water out.
I gotta do it at least once in stream, right?
What? Yeah. What's the rubber duck mode on PTS? I don't know.
Oh.
He's in the Navy and born in 1936, so you listened. Hey, it's fair. That's absolutely fair. Off to work, locomotive gates. Thank you all, Deus. Take care, dude. Henkin, how's it going? Henkin, did I meet you at TwitchCon? I see the partner check mark, and I can't remember everybody I met, so... Let's see, let me make sure I'm following you. You're raising money for St. Jude. Yes, sir. Excelente, excelente. How have you been after the con, man? You recovered? I've had a headache since Sunday, but we discovered it was more my glasses than anything else. You were in the guy with the Assassin's Creed hat. Nice, okay. Well, let me get you a shout out at the very least and say thank you for coming in and hanging out with us, huh? Let's go. Bad glasses suck. Yeah, so I got a new prescription. And I wore them, I started wearing them 2 weeks ago. And I, wore them obviously to TwitchCon. And I got an audio-induced headache streaming at the Capcom booth. Captain Richard, yeah, you probably met me with Captain Richard. That sounds about right. And the headphones were way too freaking loud. And I know I got like a real bad headache from it.
Uh-oh, somebody has an ice cream headache.
So, and just kept, it's still going right now, by the way, because obviously when you've got a headache, especially a real bad one, light causes problems and that sort of thing. And yesterday I switched back to my old glasses here, and I immediately felt better. So I think these glasses are letting in too much light, especially for when you already have a headache. So I'm gonna see if my optometrist can do something about that.
You're complaining that your glasses let in too much light so you can see.
Yeah. Well, I said at the beginning of the stream, they're larger frames, so they're bigger lenses, and so they let in more light that way. And then because they're bigger lenses, there's more light coming in on the side too.
I think you got all the protection stuff on it.
Yeah, and my eyes are so bad, the lenses are really thick.
I was gonna say, just looking at it from earlier, they're almost as thick as mine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we wouldn't know that because we have no idea what you look like.
There's no change in astigmatism, no.
But yeah, I get it. They look just like mine too.
I think Zath seen a picture of me, but I had contacts in at the time because,
I would be smoking up here.
I always smoke.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when you've made contact now, this is your opportunity to smoke up and, like, not die. The Nicholas is outside of smoke, and yeah, there he goes anyway. Shot glass size? No, we're not doing that. But it always gives you audio-induced headache. There you go. No, but it was really...
later on today?
It was really bad.
Keep it up, Thurback.
Well,
what about to say Thurback around?
So, David, the way I look at it is when I play Destroyer, I always play as though they are targeting me. As a matter of fact, they did take a couple of hits off of you at a certain point. So, the moments that they're not targeting you, that's your opportunity to smoke. That's how I look at that. Now you're
I don't
gonna.
disagree with them shooting. It like I forgot if he's running priority target. Like if
He's
he's
not.
got that and it's just the
He's not.
Nicholas. Sure, shoot the Nicholas.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just think he should have been thinking defensively, since there's a Murmansk there as well. Thinking defensively and, you know, smoking up as well while he's shooting and spotted in the open. That's all. I think it's a good habit to get used to.
But if he smokes up, you lose sight of the Nicholas, right?
No,
Unless
because
you know something else is spotting it.
he was open water shooting, and you've got the Nagata, Omaha, West Virginia that had different view angles. So I'm pretty sure he would have kept the view on. Okay, I got your setup good. Murmansk is charging, which is interesting. How you doing, Duckman? At some point, one of these battleships is just gonna punch this guy in the face. Hasn't happened yet, though. You're tired? This is one of the few days I haven't been tired. I slept like 13 hours on Tuesday. I got home. By the time I got home, it was 10 a.m. after taking the red eye home. Yeah, I just collapsed into the bed. Maybe he likes getting punched in the face. That's true, maybe.
Yeah, some people love that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Turn your anti-air on, you might as well. There you go. Hey, look, you shot a plane down. That's XP and credits. In my opinion, you turned that off a little bit too early, but whatever. It's good to turn the actually, David, your anti-air, you don't need to turn it off and on. Your anti-air is 2.5 kilometer range, so your guns will not fire when you're not spotted. If your anti-air range, like Hatsuharu, for example, I think is 5.8, then you want to turn your guns off, your AA guns off. But because it's 2.5 kilometer, leave them on. One less thing to worry about. And cooking, just got a lot of fresh groceries. Mexican, nice. Okay, let's go. Big clump of enemies over at the seaside. Not much going on over here. It's a habit, but I just want to highlight that, right? I mean, that's something that you could kind of try to learn, like, especially if you play a lot of French destroyers. That's another example of a destroyer where the anti-air range is quite low. So, you know, you just keep them on. That's one of the reasons I like running this particular mod here, because I look at this and I go, oh, it's 25 kilometer? I'll just leave them on. The York getting B cap was the key. Well, you are down on points right now, and you are even. Are you looking for the carrier now, or are you looking to torp the Strasbourg?
Well done, Commander.
Looks like you're going for the carriers. Yeah, okay. The problem I have with doing that on this particular map is, I mean, you know they're probably going to be over here. Independence was last spotted over here, though. So if the Serov is over here, and he's pointed in this direction, it's going to be very difficult to kill him. Also, you're waiting to see what the Strasbourg's going to do? To me, personally, David, I would have stayed and killed the Strasbourg first, especially now that the Nagato is dead. I would have killed him first. And then I probably would have forgotten about the Serov and just gone straight to C-Cap. That's probably what I would have done differently. Playing Benham has been teaching you to stay undetected. Yeah, very important.
Brawls in the Napoli are great.
Of course they are. a great boat for brawling. Now he's facing away from you, so if he's paying attention and realizes he just got spotted, he's just gonna hit W 4 times. Exactly my thinking, Forrester. That's why I'm thinking, help get the kill on the Strasbourg, secure this flank, and then get the heck over here like ASA Pizzle. Like, you gotta go. You gotta go. Now, fortunately for you, it looks like the Seraph has completely ignored the fact that he's detected. And he's playing floating airfield. Ding fries are done.
What? Where?
I know, right?
I gotta run.
And now the problem is, since you were detected, you can see the Strasbourg is sailing away from you. It's a nice shot. Average gamer, I completely agree, but I think part of that is also on the carrier for not paying attention, frankly. Okay, well, you are down by ships now, and you've decided to forget the Strasbourg. Gotta shake with those fries? Oh god. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's Liberty Harbor's fault. You gotta get 500 torpedo hits. There you go. Yeah, I'm totally looking forward to doing some Liberty Harbor grinding once we finish our replays today.
Some of these missions are so stupid.
I agree with Elusive. Strasbourg would be an easy kill for you guys. And my concern is the Ark Royal is really close now, so I'm scared about that. I would consider it a loss too, but again, I think part of your decision making is helping in that loss. That's sarcasm, DJ. That's sarcasm after the incapacitations one. I had to do 60 incapacitations yesterday. Took me a while.
I got a 41 and I couldn't finish it. I'm annoyed.
I just played Libertad and spammed HE. It worked. I tried the lower tier too, like playing Scharnhorst, for example, but I just didn't find it being that effective.
It doesn't matter, because whenever you need them, it's not going to happen. And then when you don't, you're like, I could have done this in, like, where was this? 2 games ago.
Yep, I got nothing but cruisers and battleships when I was playing Libertad, and I'm like, really? Where's the friggin' destroyers at? And then I finished it, and I got so many destroyers.
I did bomb hits. I did the bomb hits and rockets.
Mm-hmm.
And even in random battles, it's like nothing but AADDs on the other side, and there's 6 of them. It's like,
yep.
Whoop.
All right, who won the giveaway? Henkin? Henkin won. Nice. He came in to say hi, and he just won some World of Warships loot. Look at that.
Jerk.
What a jerk indeed. All right, now if you get in the cap, the New York Independence Shotzi will know that you're there, but you also kind of need to get in this cap, don't you? Strasbourg's going to kill your Ark Royal. Oof. We might have a solo warrior coming in the making, guys.
Oh, you jinxed it.
Well, the thing is, the Independence needs to die. You can see David trying...
It's already happened.
Trying hard not to get into the sea cap. Smart. And some gamer words in chat. You love to see them. Now, for those of you guys new to the game, a solo warrior is an achievement that you get when you are the only person left and there are at least 4 enemies and you win the game. It's one of the most rare and difficult... One of the most rare and difficult achievements to obtain. For some odd reason, New York is looking south. Like he's expecting you to show up there. Oh, they just fizzled.
Should I use Ragnar for brawls, or is that stupid?
Brawls, you really need the torpedo.
I use Kitakami for brawl, so no, it's not stupid.
You really need torpedo weight. Hey, Stalwart. But,
so Napoli for main battery, I guess.
Yeah. Good use of smoke here. Make sure you get the cap. Yeah, a clay bear would be good. If you're forced to play destroyer. Yeah, there goes the independence. So once you get the cap, the only way to win, frankly, is going to be to play keep away. Keep away from the independence, and yo, bad enemies, you keep away from my cap. I would not keep moving forward and backward here, because if the independence launches torpedoes, it's harder for you to dodge. Q quick and die quick. Absolutely, yes. Alright, solo warrior opportunity. They went so hard chasing down. It is hard to keep away from the carrier. That's kind of what I'm getting at, right? He's got to keep away from the independence. And he also has to make sure that the New York doesn't get into a cap, frankly. New York and independence. If I'm the independence, I'm driving straight into B or C. Same thing with the New York. Also, turn your anti-air on, dude. Like, you know this guy's gonna spot you for days. Yep, New York's going into B, like I thought. So we have just started the dodging minigame. Live fast, die young. Leave a graveyard of ships. Well, only if he turns the anti-air on can he get AA expert. And see, that's why I like to just leave him on, because of moments like this. Lots of opportunities to get some damage on aircraft.
I thought it was something along the lines of if your AA guns have longer range than your air detection, then you have to pay attention to it, but otherwise just keep them on.
Yes, that's what I highlighted earlier. Also, I would, if I were you, I'd be heading north here just to ensure that, you know, the New York doesn't feel comfortable going into the B cap. I can understand your concern and the reason why you're trying to stay back, but you have to keep the New York out of the B cap, because if the Strasbourg gets into A, New York gets into B, they can possibly still turn this around. That's how I would play this. Okay, New York got into the B cap. Also, side note, if you happen to kill the New York while he goes into the B cap, then that helps you even more so, right? Okay, so New York is going to get B. You're going someplace that they can't hurt you, but at the same time, you can't do anything else with the game. Did I miss it? Are you taunting them now? 1 minute to go in the game. There's New York. Strasbourg got into the cap. 1 minute to go. You taunted that you shot up. Okay. Alright.
Gotta love the 30,000 case, 30k salvo.
$40 to go. I think the Strasbourg is a little bit too late to get the cap. So these guys need to get a kill on you. The Independence, you're very fortunate, is wasting his time shooting you. But they got the cap. This is going to be real close. 20 seconds to go. Also, don't be afraid to use your smoke. You got one last smoke. You might as well just use it and ensure that there's no way they could hit you. Either way, congrats on the solo warrior. Independence is upset because his team couldn't shoot what he was spotting because his team's all the way on the other side of the map. So there you go. Stand alone against at least 4 enemy ships and win the battle. 4 hours of fireworks. I saw that, Electric. I saw that. You came in second. You still came in second even though you got a solo warrior. Which I think is really funny. Really freaking funny. It's your first solo warrior on NA. Nice. Like I said, though, I think your choices, if they had been reversed, you might not have gotten a solo warrior, but you would have gotten the win. So really, and possibly more XP out of it too. But then you wouldn't be able to tell the tale of when you got a solo warrior, right? Let's put the render on. And chat, what do you guys think for a title? 50 stream streak for Rob. Congrats, Rob. You would have Soul Warriors and Krakens if you play PvP. Fair enough. Dodging minigame engaged. That's a decent title. Any other ones if this goes out to YouTube? If you had gone to B, they would have killed me because CV premise spotting. Maybe? But the thing is, the Independence, like, he's got really good dive bombers, and he wasted so much time premise spotting you there. I don't know. But the thing is, if you had killed the Strasbourg earlier, like, we'll see it come up here in a little bit. I'm thinking maybe Consequences could be a good title, because we see the consequences of your decision making, both in the fact that you got, of course, the Solo Warrior, but also in the fact that you almost lost the game. Here. So here, this part here, I'd be going after the Strasbourg. 100%. Get him out, then worry about the other carrier. Or go straight to C, one of the two.
Woo! 9 citadels in one game is a lot.
That depends on what you're playing.
Monopoly.
You're looking for a title for this replay?
Yeah.
And it's a solo warrior?
Yeah.
You have to go clickbaity, and I know it's going to be a little long, but the rarest achievement in the game.
Rarest achievement works.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go full clickbaity on that.
All right, fair enough. Call it one lucky bastard. he really was lucky. I mean, it was just... You got lucky that they spent so much time chasing the Independence. Like, all of them did.
Jesus, Lord Almighty, am I carrying? I wish he had a brain.
And like I said, I am just surprised. So surprised that the New York... Like, you weren't able to kill the New York and B. Like, I could have sworn, like, that was going to come back to haunt you there. But it didn't. Yeah, they tunnel vision to the carrier like you tunnel vision to theirs, right? And that almost cost you the game, too.
Does shoot down by aircraft work with fighter consumable?
Yes. One thing about these renders, it's fun to kind of watch how these play out and everything. Tanis, you're in chat, or you're in voice, so do you want to do your Cleveland game next?
Sure.
Okay, so M-Note, we'll do yours last then, assuming M-Note is here.
Oh, he's here lurking somewhere.
And that's the part when the carrier player got frustrated. What's the code, sir? The code is a community contributor container. It's for World of Warships. So if you play it, it's useful for you. If you don't, it's not.
Is this still exclamation mark ticket?
No, you just type anything. Anyway, David, thanks for the support, man, and appreciate you.